Have you ever felt like your anxiety is exhausting, but at the same time felt strangely familiar? This might be why. Because some people's anxiety doesn't just feel stressful, it feels normal. And I am not a therapist. I am not diagnosing anyone. I'm speaking from experience, what I had to learn the hard way. So take what fits, leave what doesn't. But if it feels familiar, stay with me. For a long time, I thought that I had anxiety, thought that it was something I needed to get rid of, something that was wrong with me, because my mind was always on. I was always scanning, always thinking and preparing. And even when nothing was happening, and I hated that. But in the same time, things were quiet. When things were quiet and life had slowed down, when there was nothing to worry about, I didn't feel calm. I felt very uncomfortable, like something was off, like I was missing something or I should be doing something. And I didn't understand that. Because if anxiety feels bad, then why would calm feel worse? And that is where everything started to make sense. Your brain is not choosing what feels good, it's choosing what feels familiar. And if you were raised in a stressful environment or an unpredictable environment, an environment where you always had to be on alert, your brain learned something early. Stay ready, stay aware, and stay ahead of what might be coming your way. Because that's what kept you safe. And so now your nervous system is used to that. It's used to scanning, to think ahead, and being slightly on edge. That state felt normal, not at peace, not enjoyable, but no. And a calm didn't match that. It felt unfamiliar. It felt unsafe. So what was my brain doing? It was trying to fix the unsafe. But it starts looking for something, a problem, a thought, a possibility, anything to bring you back to what you understand. Before you ever realize it, you're thinking again. What if something goes wrong? What did I forget? What is supposed to be happening right now? And just like that, you're back in anxiety. And not because something is wrong, but because your brain returned it to a feeling of normal. And this is where people get stuck. I'm always anxious, or something is wrong with me. But nothing is wrong. System just was trained very well, because it had to be. And I need you to hear this part clearly. Anxiety is not comfort, it's familiar. And these are big differences. Comfort feels good, familiar feels known. Your brain will pick the known over better every single time. So how do I know if this is me? Or how do you know if this is you? You pay attention to how you feel when things are calm. Do you start to think about something anyways? Do you feel like you need to be doing something that you're not doing? Do you get restless for no clear reason? Or do you create something to manage even when there's nothing happening? And the big one is, do you trust calm or do you wait for something to go wrong? If you're waiting, your brain is still surviving in survival mode. And that is not your fault. That is what it learned. But it doesn't have to stay that way. And this is where the shift starts. You don't force yourself to relax. You start noticing when your brain is pulling you back into anxiety. Take a pause. Don't follow it immediately, because your first thought is to do what it was trained to do, not your current reality. And instead of asking what is wrong, ask what feels familiar right now. Because most of the time, nothing is wrong and you just are not used to peace. And this is the hard part. You have to stay in that moment, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if your brain wants to move, and even if it feels like something is missing. Because nothing is missing. You're just not used to being okay. And the more you stay, the more your brain starts to learn something new. And that is safe. You don't need to stay on the edge. Something bad is not always going to be happening. And you can slow down, and that unfamiliar feeling will start to change. It doesn't start to feel like anything is wrong anymore. It starts to feel normal. And that is when things shift. You're not consistently scanning. You're not consistently thinking. You're not consistently preparing. You're just there. And that's something a lot of people don't realize they've never experienced, because they've never been taught how. And this part matters more than anything. You're not broken for feeling anxious. You're just trained, but you can retrain it. one moment at a time, one pause at a time. The one time you don't follow the thoughts. That is how it starts. And if this feels like you are not alone. Comment, I feel it, if this is you. In the next episode, we're going to go deeper. Why you feel like you need to control everything and what happens when you finally let go. But for now, this is a soul shelter, and I am B, and I'll be back to fight one more day with you.